Hello friends, we're going to take a quick minute to look over area model with division. So we found in our small groups today, this is what really worked best for us. So I just wanted to make a quick video of it so that way you can see and look back if you ever need refreshers. But we're definitely going to go over this as a class together on Thursday. So we start here with our division problem. So it's 4,850 divided by 3. And since we're using area model, we're going to draw a rectangular box. I'm not going to put in the bottom just yet because sometimes I need a little more room to space my numbers out. And I'm actually, let me make this just a little bigger here. I might need a little more room than that. There we go. And so just like with area is the measurement inside, and we have a length and a width that we need to figure out. So we're going to use this same model for that to figure out our division problems. So we can use that area and perimeter to help us out. So when we start with the area model with division, we're going to take our divisor, which is our 3. Our divisor is always our number that's a less value. So between 4,850 and 3 is what we would call the smaller number. I prefer to say lesser value. And now we're going to look at our dividend. And our dividend is our number of the greater value. And our dividend goes inside of our area model. And we always say our dividend is living in. Our dividend is living inside of the box. And 3 is the divisor because it is the visitor. So if you imagine this box is a house and the 3 sitting on the outside like he's knocking on the door trying to come in. So I'm going to take my dividend and I'm going to put it in expanded form inside of this area model box. So I'm going to look at that 4 and the 4,000s. I know the value of that 4 is 4,000. And the next I'm going to look at the 8. The 8's in the hundreds place, so I know the value of that 8 is 800. And then I'm going to look at the 5, and the 5's in the tens place, so I know the value of that 5 is 50. And then looking at the ones place is 0. So we are still going to go ahead and put 0 there. So you can see 4,000 plus 800 plus 50 plus 0 will give us our original dividend. So now looking into this, we are going to show these numbers using place value blocks. So you probably remember in class, the small little ones are ones. We have a rod that is 10. Then you had like a flat square that was 100. And then you had the big cube, which was 1,000. So we're going to use those models in our area model chart. So looking at my ones place, I have 0. I don't need to draw anything there because there's 0. Looking at my tens place is 50. So with my 5 here, I know that I'm going to need to draw 5 tens rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So all those tens rods together will give me 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Looking at my hundreds place, I have 800. So I need to draw 8 hundreds boxes. So that's 600, 700, 800. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So there's 800 there. And then in my last box, since it's 4,000, I'm going to draw 4,000 cubes. Now don't get too caught up on drawing these cubes just so. I've only had, a couple years practice doing this. Just so we can see that there are thousands here. And since it's 4,000, I'm drawing 4, because that would be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. All right, so we've got all of our place value blocks there. So we are ready to start grouping them up together. And we're going to use our divisor as our guide. Since our divisor is 3, we're going to circle our place value blocks up in groups of 3. So I'm going to start with my thousands place here. So we have 4,000 here. I'm going to look for 3,000 place value blocks. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. and I'm going to go ahead and circle them up just like that. Now, I'm going to look and see, can I circle up 3 thousands blocks again? Well, here's one. Ooh, I cannot because I need to have at least 3. So I'm going to leave that one hanging out there, and I'm going to take a look at what I did circle. So I made one big giant circle. So ooh, goodness, I didn't leave myself room. So I'm going to put 1 right up here at the top. Now, because it's the thousands place, it's not just 1, but it's 1,000 goes there. So we had one group. So we put our 1 at the top, and it's in the thousands place, so it's 1,000. Now remember this little fun guy hanging out here at the bottom? Well, he did not fit into a group of 3. So we're actually going to take this 1,000 and we're going to decompose it. We're going to break it up, and we're going to slide it here right to the right. So we know if we take this 1,000 and we break it up into hundreds, within that 1,000 there are 10 hundreds. So I'm going to imagine I take that 1,000, I break it up, and look what's inside. 10 hundredths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to put that 10th one up there. So I haven't changed the value of my number. I just kind of scooched my numbers around a little bit here. And so now if I look at my thousands place, I'm good to go. All my 1,000 blocks have either been circled or they have been decomposed. So thousands are done. So now I'm going to look at my hundreds place, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to circle my hundreds in groups of 3 because that's my divisor. So 1, 2, 3. There's one group. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there's another group, and I've got lots more blocks, so I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3. There's another group. 1, 2, 3. Another group. 1, 2, 3. Oh, another group. And look at this. How perfect is that? 1, 2, 3. We can make a whole group. We don't have any left over here. So I'm going to take a look at how many groups I made, or how many circles we made. And so there's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups. So I'm going to put 6 right up here at the top. Let me make a little line here since I kind of borrowed some of my room there. And because I'm in the hundreds place, I'm not going to leave it as a 6. Hundreds place means it's going to be 600, just like that. And we did not have any blocks left over, so we're good to go with our hundreds place. That is all done. So now we're going to slide over to our tens place. Again, still putting everything into groups of 3. So I'm going to look here. I've got 5 tens, and I've got 1, 2, 3. So there's one group. And then I've got 1, 2. Oh, I don't have any more, so I cannot make another group of 3. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. I'm going to look at the number of groups I made. I was able to make one group. So I'm going to put 1 right at the top, and because we're in the tens place, it's not just 1, its value is 10. And so then I can't forget these 2 little friends hanging out here at the bottom. Same thing we did with our thousands. We're going to decompose these 2 little tens over into our ones place. So I know that if I take this 10 and I break it up, there's going to be 10 ones there. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one of my tens. And then here's my other 10. I have to decompose this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when I look at this problem, I can see that's been decomposed, that's been moved over. This one's been decomposed and moved over. And I have all my other blocks are in a group. So I'm done with my tens place. I can see I have everything taken care of here. So now we're going to slide over to my ones place. I did have 0, but now I've got a whole bunch of blocks down in here since we had to do some decomposing. just like we've been doing this whole time, we're going to look groups of 3. So let's circle them up in 3s. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is where you have to be very careful that you're neat. 1, 2, 3. Now your circles may not be perfect little circles. It's just kind of grouping them up there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, we don't have enough for those 2 friends. There's only 2. We need to have 3. So let's take a look at how many groups we made. There's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, and 6 groups. So I'm going to write 6 right at the top. It is the ones place, so the value of the 6 really is 6. Now we have these last 2 little friends that we need to think of here. These 2. And so normally, we shove everything over to the right. We slide to the right, cha-cha, real smooth. If we were to take these 2 and shove them to the right, there's no more place values. So these 2 little dots hanging out here, those are actually going to be our remainders. So remember, we said remainders are like the leftovers. They're the one, if you are handing out candy or cookies or dollar bills or whatever, if you want to be equal, big deal in division, it has to be equal, and you can't just decide to keep those last 2 for yourself. Those are the remainders or those are the leftovers. So so now we've solved for everything. We have all of our place value blocks accounted for. We're going to take, these are called our partial quotients because they're parts of our answer. And our answer in a division problem is called a quotient. So they are called partial quotients. Remember, we talked about that word partial meaning part of our answer. So we're going to look at them and we're going to take this partial quotient. You can see it's an expanded form. We've got 1,000 plus 600 plus 10 plus 6, and we're going to put it together into standard form. So 1,000 plus 600 plus 10 plus 6 is 1,616. But don't forget your little remainder here hanging out. So remainder 2. So if I had $4,850 and I divided it among 3 friends, each friend would get $1,616, and there would be $2 left over because I can't just give 2 of my friends $1 and not my third one. So friends, that is how we're going to use the area model with division. Looking at it now, it looks like a lot, but I think once you get the hang of putting the place value blocks in and grouping it, it will be easy breezy lemon squeezy. Thank you so much, my friends.